Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back with another video, and in this video I'm gonna show you something interesting, and that is A-frame. And you might have heard about this web framework that allows you to create virtual reality experiences with HTML. Yes, you heard it right. It's a web framework for building virtual reality experiences, and you can make web VR with HTML. And if you have Oculus Rift or Google Cardboard, then you can actually be in this environment. Let me show you some examples to understand, and I'll also show you how to get started with this framework. So let's get started. So here is the basic example. Hello Web VR. It's a virtual reality web experience, and you can see you can create these kind of experiences using this framework. You just have to include this library, this beautiful framework, then you can get started with this. So it's beautiful, and if you click this cardboard, then you can be in this environment in the full screen. So it's a kind of sphere and the box and one cylinder. So we'll also see some more examples of this framework. We can actually create some beautiful things like this one, 360 image, right? It's a 360 image, you can see, and the text is appearing at the bottom. It is in France, right? So let's see some more examples like 360 image gallery. Yeah, this kind of experiences you can create using this A-frame framework. Let's move to the next part of this next example of this framework is animation. So it's a beautiful and the lovely environment virtual reality experience. So if you move around, if you go along with this, you can see the colors, the different colors of spheres are appearing on our screen, and when we enter into the full mode, we can see some beautiful animation is going on the screen. So let's dive in and let's get started, and I'll show you how to get started with this. So all you need to do is you need to get started with this. I have already opened the page on my tab. If you want to build a basic scene of virtual reality with HTML, then you can get started with this documentation. So here you can find building a basic scene. You have to start from here so that you can understand clearly. It starts by building a basic A-frame scene. So for now, we should have a basic understanding of HTML if we really want to create virtual reality experiences using this framework. So when we scroll down, we can actually see some HTML here. So it's a basic HTML. All we need to do is we need to include this script tag. It's CDN script tag in our HTML file. I have created one simple HTML file, and I have already included bootstrap, but in your case you don't need bootstrap and font awesome. You just need to include this script tag in your head of the HTML file, and you just need to include the A scene. A scene is actually a virtual reality scene inside your HTML file that allows you to create some virtual reality entities so that you can see some beautiful animations and you can experience virtual reality on your screen. So let's copy this A scene and include this inside the body of the HTML. So let's save it and let's move to the file. Let's refresh it to see the preview. Yeah, you can actually see it is working fine. Our cardboard is appearing at the bottom of the screen, right? So let's move ahead and let's create an entity. I already said you that if we create a scene, then we need to include some entities like sphere, plane, or sky, or we have boxes as well. So we have to include one entity inside the a scene. So in this example, we are going to include a box which is of color red. So inside this A scene, let's copy this and let's see the preview inside the browser. The box is appearing, but it is not showing me on the screen. Something is happening here. Let's refresh it one more time. No, it is not appearing. Let's move to the documentation part. And yeah, we need to include this box, right? This A box means A frame box, which is of color red, and we have some attributes like rotation and scale. Let me show you these attributes later. So first we need to include the position of this box, and if you want to understand about the position, you can see this example transforming it and an entity in 3D, right? We have three dimensions: the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis. So these are the three axes, so we need to pass the value here. uh, we can pass it using this position attribute 0 comma 1 comma -5. Let's refresh it, and yeah, the box is appearing on the screen, and it is in the virtual reality experience. Woohoo! Yeah, you can see here on the screen. So if we give position like this, x-axis, y and z-axis, then we can see the box, the red color box on our screen. Previously we have not used this position attribute, so it was not appearing on the screen, but it is now appearing on the screen. So let's take one more thing on the screen. Let's say a sphere, right? So let's use this, and let's say color equals to blue, and I want the position of this sphere as 2 comma 1 comma -5, right? You can learn more about the position dimensions of this entity, box and sphere, or any entity on the documentation, but you can see these kind of things on the documentation. Let's refresh it, and let's check the preview. Yeah, the sphere is appearing on the screen, right? And it is in the virtual reality experience, right? You can see here. So if you understand about these three dimensions, let's move towards the beautiful things, and we have some more beautiful attributes like rotation and the scale. Let me tell you about the scale. Scale means if you want your entity to be of uh, like if you want this entity, this sphere entity, to be more than this box. Yeah, if you want some big sphere on the screen of double size than the box, then you can use the scale attribute. So let's use it, and let's refresh the browser. Yeah, you can see here the sphere is of double size from the box, right? So let's remove it for now. Let's refresh it, and the rotation attribute is used for transforming your entity in 3D, right? Let me show you how you can use this rotation attribute. So let's use this rotation attribute for the box, this box. Yeah, you can see here it is in the 3D form, and we have passed three values x, y, z, 0, 45 and 45. So it is showing in the 3D form, and it looks beautiful. So hope you understand about the position, rotation and the scale. Position is used just for positioning an entity, and rotation is used for showing an entity in 3D form, and scale attribute is used for making it large, or if you want to show it in a small form, then you can use scale attribute. Basically it defines the size of an entity. So hope you understand about these three attributes. So I'm not going in depth, and you can explore more about this on the documentation, and I'll provide this link, A-frame link, in the description. You can get it from there. So let's move to the next part, and let's use this entire scene. This is the ready-made scene on the documentation which you can include inside your HTML file, and you can see the virtual reality experience with HTML. So let's indent our code, right? It's just a scene with a box with position, rotation and color attributes. We have one more entity called sphere, cylinder and plane, and the last one is sky. So let's use these entities inside our HTML file, and let's refresh it and see the preview inside the browser. It looks amazing. We have sphere, cylinder and the plane, and we have also a box, right? So if we change the value of this box, the rotation value of this box to 75, and we'll refresh it and we'll see the preview, right? It is transforming and it is rotating in a 3D form, and you can see this in a beautiful form. So if you click this, like I have already shown you, if you click this you can enter into the full mode, and if you have Oculus Rift or Google Cardboard, you can actually be in this environment and you can enjoy this beautiful and lovely virtual reality experience. So hope you understand about the A-Frame, that is a web framework that allows you to create virtual reality experiences with just HTML, with just few lines of HTML. So, and I hope you really like this video, and thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video.